Good afternoon, OHS students. We hope you've had an amazing day so far. On this episode of The Buzz, we will be talking about exciting events such as basketball tryouts, the upcoming football season, and the choir Disney trip, and student election and the band trip.
We also have important information about class fees, and we can't forget about our inside scoop on the newest food selection in the lunchroom.
Oh yeah, can't wait to see it. We have all this and more coming up on this week's episode of The Buzz.
Welcome back to this week's episode of The Buzz. OHS students, I'm Riley.
And I'm Kamari. Let's dive into this week's episode.
Up first, we have an exciting election right now at OHS. The Student Council Association is holding their annual election to select new members of the council for next year. For more information, we caught up with Mrs. Parsons.
Okay, so who am I here with today?
Ms. Parsons.
All right, so Ms. Parsons, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Okay, so may you please give us more details about the student council election, please?
So Student Council, we're having elections on May 7th. On May 7th, everybody in the school will have a chance to vote on students who are running for president, vice president, treasurer, and secretary for the Student Council, as well as vote in 7 people for their grade to be student council representatives.
Okay, so another question. May you please tell us, like, what do you expect if you get selected?
Yeah,
to be
so
student council?
the officer positions are students who are already in student council who have served their time as a year, so they get to go up and run for an office position. Our students who are running for representatives, they are ultimately the voice for their grade. It helps them get involved with the community and helps us get involved here at school, as well as helping us with our events. So some events we have on campus are Who's Who, Homecoming. We're going to host a dodgeball tournament this year, senior sunrise, senior painted parking spots. Those are all things that student council hosts. So if you're on the council, you get to help us with those events.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Okay, so who am I here with today?
Ms. Parsons.
Election. Make sure if you want to run for student council, you can email Mrs. Parsons or Mrs. Dessinger.
Hey students, have you heard of our newest election in the lunchroom? OHS is now offering ice cream to students during all lunchbox. This can be located in the center checkout line. Each individual ice cream can be $1. We asked a few students for their thoughts on this delicious and exciting menu addition. Cavalli?
Sir, what is your name?
I'm Tate Gardner.
So Tate, have you noticed that the lunchroom has been serving ice cream recently?
Yes, I have.
Have you been buying it?
Yes, I have.
And would you tell me what kind of ice cream have you been getting?
So I've been getting the circular ice cream sandwiches, as well as the cookies and cream bars, and the rectangular ice cream sandwiches.
All right, thank you, Tate. What was your name?
Brianna.
Hey, Brianna. So I wanted to ask you, have you noticed there's been ice cream in the lunchroom recently?
Yes.
Have you been buying them?
Yes.
What kind of ice cream you been getting?
Well, this new one I had earlier today at lunch was a strawberry shortcake. And I had like the chocolate fudge bar and the cookies and cream.
All right, thank you. Sir, what is your name?
PJ.
All right, what's up, PJ? I want to ask you, have you been buying ice cream in the lunchroom? Well, what kind of ice cream you been buying?
Birthday cake, twin.
All right, bet.
An ice cream of your own, and thank our amazing lunchroom staff for keeping our menu exciting. Sorry, guys.
Now on to our announcements for class fees. Class fees are fees that'll help pay off materials you may have used in your classes. Class fees include our electives, core classes, and career tech. For more information, email your grade level counselor or check your Power School balances to see what you owe. Payments can be made by cash or check using the fee and excuses boxes around the campus between classes. Payments can also be made with credit or debit cards using ePay on the Oxford City School website. Now on to our basketball team.
Our boys basketball team will be hosting tryouts on May 13 at 5:30. For more information, we interviewed Coach Van Meter.
Who am I here with?
Coach Joel Van Meter with the boys basketball.
Okay. Can you talk to us about the boys basketball tryouts?
The tryouts will be May the 13th. After our practice, we get 5 days of practice in May, and we will have tryouts for anyone who's interested after that. Between 5:30 and 6, you got to have your Dragonfly up to date, and you got to have an up-to-date physical to be able to participate in the tryout.
Okay. What do people need to expect if they make the team?
Well, you know, we've got a very good team returning. We've got a very good JV team returning. Our program right now is in a great spot. So for someone to make the team, they're going to have to be able to do a lot of things very well. But more than anything is they're going to have to understand the culture that we have within our program and the way that we do things on a daily basis.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
If you're interested in trying out, please contact Coach Van Meter as soon as possible.
Now let's head over to Disney. Last week, our choir and band took a nice, enjoyable trip to Disney last week. Let's take a look at how it went.
Hey guys, I'm Carly, and I'm going to do a follow-up on what the choir and band Disney trip was like last week. The first day at the parks, we went to Magic Kingdom, and our band and auxiliary performed in an Imagination campus parade, which went through the whole park. We loved sitting on the sidelines and supporting our band and auxiliary. They did a great job. Our second day started off with the choir singing at Disney Springs with the Imagination campus. Before we went to perform, we went to the Imagination campus and we got to practice our show there. Our choir won a golden Mickey Mouse statue for performing. After that, we headed straight to Hollywood Studios where the OHS Sound Show Choir got to see one of our favorite people, Sir Eric, at the Frozen show. Our next day was at Animal Kingdom, which was our last day. Overall, our trip was amazing, and if you want to see any more photos, go check out our choir and band social media pages.
Looks like they had a good time. Now let's head over to Kamari for weather.
Thank you, Riley. Now, for the rest of this week's weather, today it looks like it's going to be partially cloudy outside with a high of 82 and a low of 65. On Saturday, it's going to be cloudy with a high of 78 and a low of 60. And finally, with Sunday, it's going to be partially cloudy with a high of 83 and a low of 60. That's all for our weather. Now, back to Riley.
It's time to check in on our amazing athletes. Tuesday, the girls varsity softball team played against Raglan where they won 12-2. And the varsity boys soccer team also played Talladega Tuesday where they won 5-0. Very good job to our athletes. Our baseball team will travel to Buckhorn High School to play the second round in a AHSAA baseball playoffs Friday at 5 o'clock. Bro, baseball versus Gaston. Central Time, 2 p.m. Soccer varsity versus Smith Station, 4 p.m. Soccer versus Talladega. Bro, this is going too fast. Let's go to Bro. Okay, I didn't know they was going. Are y'all ready? Huh?
Kitsune.
Kitsune. Don't want her to start. Three is one.
No, it's 3.
It's okay.
Welcome to the drawing of this week, guys. You guys, this week's drawing is called Karma. This drawing is based on the Kitsune fonts and its wonderful features. Woo! Whoa, that's so pretty. And get this, this drawing only took 20 minutes to illustrate. Just look at how neat this drawing is. This student has great artistic abilities. Wow, that was so cool. This was a great show.
It was, Kamara. We hope you guys enjoyed this week's episode of The Buzz just as much as we enjoyed making it.
Yes, and we hope you gather a lot of information and are looking forward to next week's episode. Have a wonderful day and
go Big O!